You ever wake up after what felt like a full night of sleep and still feel like your body never rested? Your eyes are heavy, your mind feels slow, and even the simplest things feel harder than they should. But then you look at someone else. They slept for just a few hours, and somehow they're fine. Not just fine, they're alert, focused, clear, almost like they woke up fully charged. And you sit there wondering, how? How is it possible that someone can sleep less and still feel better than you? Because it doesn't make sense. You were told your whole life that more sleep equals more energy. That if you feel tired, the solution is simple. Just sleep longer. But what if that's not the real problem? What if the issue isn't how long you sleep, but how your brain actually uses that time? Because the truth is, your body doesn't measure rest the way you think it does. It doesn't count hours. It counts recovery. And most people are not recovering at all. They're just lying down for longer. You see, when you fall asleep, your brain doesn't just shut off. It enters a cycle, a repeating pattern that moves through different stages. Some light, some deep, some where your body repairs itself, and others where your mind reorganizes everything you experienced during the day. And this cycle is what determines how you feel when you wake up. Not the clock, not the number of hours, but the quality of those cycles. And this is where things start to go wrong, because most people never complete these cycles properly. They interrupt them, they delay them, they weaken them, without even realizing it. You lie down, but your brain is still active, still thinking, still processing, still reacting to everything you saw on your phone, everything you worried about, everything you didn't finish. So your body goes to sleep, but your mind stays awake. And when that happens, you don't enter deep recovery. You hover on the surface. You drift through light sleep, never fully reaching the stages that actually restore you. And then morning comes, and instead of waking up refreshed, you feel like you barely rested at all, even after hours in bed. Meanwhile, someone else goes to sleep, and their brain drops into deep recovery almost immediately. Their body relaxes, their nervous system slows down, their mind lets go, and within a shorter amount of time, they get more real rest than you did all night. That's the difference. It's not about sleeping less. It's about sleeping properly. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Because the things that ruin your sleep are the same things you probably do every single night. And they seem harmless, normal, even. You pick up your phone, just for a few minutes. You scroll, you watch something, you tell yourself you're relaxing. But what you're actually doing is keeping your brain in a state of alertness. That light from your screen, it sends a signal that tells your brain it's still daytime. So your body delays the release of melatonin, the hormone that tells you it's time to sleep. And even if you eventually fall asleep, your brain never fully settles. It stays slightly active, slightly stimulated, just enough to reduce the depth of your sleep. Then there's your thoughts, the ones that show up the moment everything gets quiet. Things you ignored during the day, decisions you didn't make, problems you haven't solved. They all come back. And now your mind starts racing, not loudly, but constantly. And your brain stays in that state, somewhere between awake and asleep, which means your body never fully lets go. And this is why you wake up tired, not because you didn't sleep long enough, but because you never truly rested. But the people who wake up feeling fresh, they do something different, not intentionally at first, but consistently. Their body follows a rhythm, a pattern. They sleep at similar times. They wake up at similar times. And over time, their brain learns exactly when to shut down and when to wake up. It becomes automatic, like a system that runs in the background. And because of that, they fall asleep faster. They reach deep sleep sooner, and they complete their cycles more efficiently. So even if they spend less time in bed, they get more out of it. Their recovery is concentrated, focused, complete, while yours is scattered, interrupted, incomplete. And there's something else most people don't realize. The moment you wake up matters just as much as the moment you fall asleep. Because when you wake up, your brain is transitioning out of a cycle. And if you interrupt that cycle at the wrong time, you feel it immediately. That heavy feeling, that confusion, that slow reaction. It's not because you didn't sleep enough. It's because you woke up in the middle of a process your brain hadn't finished yet. But when you wake up at the right moment, just after a cycle ends, everything feels different. Your eyes open naturally. Your mind is clear. Your body responds instantly. Same amount of sleep. Completely different experience. And this is why some people seem like they need less sleep, when in reality, they're just not wasting it. They've aligned their body with how sleep actually works, without even realizing it. And once you understand this, everything starts to change, because now you stop chasing more hours, and you start focusing on better recovery. You begin to notice patterns. What makes you feel tired? What makes you feel clear? You start adjusting small things. Not everything at once, just enough to let your body do what it was designed to do. And slowly, your sleep becomes deeper. Your mornings become easier. Your energy becomes stable. Not forced, not dependent on caffeine, but natural. And that's when it clicks. You don't need more time. You need better sleep. And once you start seeing it this way, you begin to realize something else. Most of your tiredness isn't physical. It's mental. It's the result of a brain that never truly switches off. Even when your body is still, your mind is active, jumping from one thought to another, replaying conversations, imagining outcomes, trying to solve problems that don't need solving at that moment. And your brain doesn't know the difference. To it, thinking is activity. And activity means you're still awake. So it delays rest. It delays recovery. It keeps you in a state that feels like sleep, but isn't. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. They try to fix their sleep by changing external things. They adjust their schedule. They try to go to bed earlier. They even stay in bed longer. But nothing changes, because the problem was never just the timing. It was the state of the mind. And until that changes, your sleep won't change either. You could lie down for 8 hours and still wake up tired, because your brain never entered the state it needed to fully recover. But the moment you begin to calm that mental activity, everything shifts. Your body starts to follow. Your breathing slows down. Your muscles release tension. Your heart rate drops. And your brain finally lets go. Not all at once, but gradually. And that's enough. Because once your brain starts letting go, it becomes easier to fall into deeper sleep. It becomes easier to stay there. And your recovery begins to happen naturally, without effort, without forcing anything. And this is why some people seem like they have an advantage. It's not that they're doing something extreme. It's that they're doing less. Less stimulation, less noise, less mental clutter. They give their brain space to slow down. And in that space, real rest begins. Think about the last time you felt truly rested. Not just awake, but clear, calm, present. It wasn't just because you slept longer. It was because your mind was quiet. There was nothing pulling your attention, nothing demanding your energy, just stillness. And your brain responded to that, because that's what it needs. Not constant input, not endless scrolling, not pressure to always be thinking, solving, reacting, but silence. And the more you interrupt that silence, the harder it becomes for your brain to rest, which is why your evenings matter so much. Not just when you go to bed, but what you do before you get there. Because your brain doesn't suddenly switch states. It transitions, slowly, gradually, based on the signals you give it. If your night is filled with stimulation, your brain stays alert. If your night is calm, your brain begins to unwind. And the difference between those two is the difference between waking up tired and waking up refreshed. But there's something else happening that most people ignore. Something that affects your energy, even before you go to sleep. And that's how you start your day. Because your body is always trying to create balance. It adjusts based on patterns. If you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, your brain enters a reactive state. You start consuming information, comparing, thinking, reacting, before your mind has even fully woken up. And that sets the tone. Your brain stays in that reactive mode all day, which means by the time night comes, it doesn't know how to slow down. It's been running constantly, without pause, without reset. And when you finally try to sleep, it resists, not because something is wrong, but because it never had a chance to relax in the first place. But when you wake up differently, even slightly, your entire day shifts. You give your brain a moment without input, without distraction, just awareness. And then you introduce light, natural light, not from a screen, but from outside. And something changes. Your body responds immediately. Your internal clock resets. Your brain understands. It's time to be awake. And because of that, when night comes, it knows it's time to rest. It's a cycle, a pattern. And once it's aligned, everything becomes easier. You don't have to force sleep. You don't have to fight tiredness. Your body does what it's supposed to do. And you start feeling the difference. Not instantly, but steadily. Your mornings feel lighter. Your focus improves. Your energy becomes more consistent. And you stop relying on things to push you through the day. Because you don't need them anymore. You're no longer trying to fix tiredness. You've removed the cause. And this is where people begin to notice something surprising. They need less sleep. Not because they're cutting it short, but because they're using it better. Their brain enters deep recovery faster. Their cycles complete without interruption. Their rest becomes efficient. And that efficiency changes everything. Because now, 6 hours feels like 8. 5.5 hours feels complete. Not rushed. Not lacking. But enough. And that's the difference. Not how much you sleep, but how well your body is able to recover during that time. And once you experience that, you stop chasing longer nights. You stop thinking more sleep is the solution. Because you felt what real rest is like. And it's not about duration. It's about depth. But there's one last thing. Something simple, but powerful. Your environment. The space where you sleep. Most people don't think about it, but your brain does. It reacts to light, to temperature, to sound, to every small detail around you. If your room is bright, your brain stays alert. If it's warm, your body struggles to relax. If there's noise, your sleep becomes fragmented. Even if you don't wake up fully, your brain does. And every interruption reduces the quality of your rest. But when your environment supports sleep, everything improves. Darkness signals your brain to release melatonin. Cool air helps your body relax. Silence allows your mind to stay undisturbed. And all of that together creates the conditions for deep recovery. Not forced, not artificial, but natural. And when all these pieces come together, your sleep transforms. Not because you added something complicated, but because you removed what was interfering. You simplified. You aligned your habits with how your body actually works. And in doing that, you unlocked something most people never understand. That rest isn't about effort. It's about allowing. Allowing your body to recover. Allowing your mind to slow down. Allowing your system to function the way it was designed to. And when that happens, you wake up differently. Not rushed. Not heavy. Not struggling to start your day. But clear. Calm. Present. And in that moment, you realize something simple. You didn't need more sleep. You needed better sleep. And once you understand that, everything changes. If this made you think, even a little differently about your sleep, then you're already on the right path. Because awareness is where change begins. And the more you understand your patterns, the easier it becomes to fix them. So take what you've heard and try one small change tonight. Not everything, just one, and see what happens. Because sometimes, the smallest shift creates the biggest difference. And if you want to understand more about how your mind works, how your habits shape your life, and how to take back control of your energy, then like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone that might need to hear it. There's more to uncover.